Hello and welcome to another video on how to become a business consultant freelancer. So in the past video, what I did is just to recap the fundamentals of getting started building a consulting career, as well as getting started as a consulting career. The whole point of the last video was to recap, and especially because right now I'm working with a client that find me on Upwork, and the client wants to fix and improve a Shopify app store. So the whole point of this or the last video was to recap core concepts about what are the tasks that business consultants do, which is conduct a research, analyze data, and present results, as well as how consulting success looks like, because you have cash flow, the ability to earn money based on the value you provide, flexibility, because these lifestyles give you by having much more control of how you allocate your time and research, especially time, and also security, because you can work with multiple clients and secure source of income from all of these different source or income streams of income, as well as from different industries. And if you want to know how to earn the most for your consulting success, the TLDR is to niche down, bro. Okay, so before craft an offer, find a niche on demand that you have interest, and then solely focus of getting good at solving the client's problem, which is what I'm gonna do right now with this client, especially with Shopify. That's right. So getting good at solving the client problems. So, which is something that I dedicate over like a couple weeks, learn about the fundamental of Shopify, as well as the different architectures, so for example, of the Shopify app theme development and Shopify app extensions, as well as the Shopify app. So back here, also, I look at the different type of projects that you can be involved, whether it is strategic, that you help a business to reach their short, mid, or long-term goals, as well as improvement. So you identify certain areas of operations, and you recommend a roadmap to follow, and the implementation, which is basically, sorry, based on your strategic and improvement recommendation. Sorry, based on that recommendations you made, now it is time to put that practice. So get hands-on experience. So there are also some big myth when it comes to consulting, that you need to be a graduate, that you need to do in person, that you have to work for a consulting firm, or you have qualifications. Even though that each one of them might help, that's not a huge limitation, especially in today's world. Because one of the things that, or the mistakes that most consulting does, is that first, they're choosing a niche that is not on demand, and second, also very important, they not take their business seriously. So with that, then I look at the consultation tips of improve your, so to speaking. So it will improve. Or let me recap here to the project example as I did. Right. So initial audit and market research, presentation of findings and suggestions, an ongoing analysis and recommendation, which is here. So if we zoom in here, okay, during the beginning phase of any consulting projects, you will be conducting an audit of the client business and conduct market research to better understand the industry, which is something that I did for this client, but actually it popped up natural to me because I need to understand where are we heading, what is this company, what this company has doing in the past, you know. So yeah, initial audit and market research, which is exactly what it did. Okay, I conduct an audit of the client business, and a market research to better understand the industry. So then I look at the presentation and finding and suggestions. So based on your audit and market research, this is where you use your expertise to compile suggestions to help solve the client problems or issue in the form of a visual report, right? And then the ongoing analysis and recommendations. The most lucrative type of consulting project are those that incorporate an ongoing consulting agreement. This recurring payment, recurring clients, typically in the form of a monthly retainer to keep providing your service. So, because of that, we're talking about here that data is the business model. And when it comes to improve your productivity and how to become more productive instead of being busy, it's important to use time blocking. At least this is something that has helped me vastly with myself. So do time blocking, eliminate distractions, find a way to get you into the zone, stick to your calendar, block distracting sites, organize your desk, which is something that I have to do as well. I will take time to organize my desk. So let me also so organize my bed. So organize bed and my desk. All right, which is something that I'm going to dedicate time to this. Okay, for this. Again, I'm taking all of this concept that I have learned, I'm going to put a practice, my friend. So organize bed and my desk. Okay, cool. And don't forget to take breaks. Something that this is one of the things that resonate with me the most. And stick to your calendar, right? Recently. Okay, and then how to use Eisenhower matrix when it comes to decision making. So the things that are important and urgent, do that today. Things that are important but not urgent, schedule. Things that are urgent but not important, delegate. And ultimately, the things that are not important and urgent, don't even think about it. So on the section 2, okay, just to recap this section, is to first, now once you know the fundamentals, it is time to get started as a consultant, meaning that you need to find first your strengths, and you need to identify your strengths and weakness, determine your working style, as well as protecting your business. This is the 3 steps to take when you get started consulting. And when it comes to strength and weaknesses, strength is anything that you have excelled, you have experience, you have interest with, and then capitalize on that. And then down the line, also in your weakness. And second is determine your working style, whether it's one-on-one person or personalized service or training and teaching, okay, as well as the protecting your business at all costs. So then you're going to now choose a profitable niche, and the niche has the following characteristic. It's a group of people that have a large problem to solve, which is in my case is software engineering. Well, Node.js, the, the problem they want to solve is to close the gap between the browser and the server development by using one language and improve the performance. Uh, that allows you to build is web applications, websites. So this uh, this niche that have a large problem to solve, they actively looking for a solution. They are people that are willing to pay for that solution, and ultimately it must have something you have interest in. So in this particular case, because now I'm working is with Shopify, so I find another niche, but combined with my existing skill set, which is Node.js. But this niche, Shopify, is focused on creating stores, online stores to merchants, as well as enhance the customer buyer experience and provide developers the ability to improve the merchants experience through their admin panel or the admin dashboard and the uh, merchant POS or the admin POS, the point of sale, as well as as the developers to provide features that make the customer buyer experience easy and delightful. So with all of this, so now that I identify also this niche, and especially right now, what I can do is, as a developer, to fix and improve an existing web application or a Shopify app for this client that actually he made that business, so he contact all of his clients. So with that, so now that I find that niche, it's also important to recognize, and that's something that I learned down the road, okay, that you don't need to stick with that fish forever. Also, sticking to a niche, uh, yeah, also sticking to a niche or targeting multiple niche is a bad idea. Copying others without taking your own consideration is not a good advice, and the other is not thinking it through. Then, once you align yourself with a established platform, once you find a profitable niche, then it is time to align yourself with a platform, which is, well, particularly in the domain of marketing, you have marketing, and you have advertising, digital advertising, pay-per-click, and then Google Ads platforms. The way you can identify this is by doing reverse engineering, right? So, for example, in my case, I identify what is the platform, which is Node. And what is Node? Well, this is a runtime of JavaScript. What is JavaScript? It's a language of software development. Okay, of web software development? Okay, what is web software developer? It's one of the branch of the software development. And what is software development? It's part of the scientific science from computer theory. But this is computer theory applied. So you get the idea. So this is one way of how you can identify a platform by doing a reverse engineering process. And also the mistake to avoid when choosing a platform is, well, focusing on multiple platforms at once or choosing a platform that is not on demand. So after that, it's important to recognize that creating an offer will help you to first stand out, and remember that the client is ultimately paying is for the value, not how many hours you put in. Okay? So after you create your value statement, which simplifies the fundamental of your offer in a sentence or two, well, now it is time, for example, in my case, so now that I switch to another uh, niche, okay, which is the Shopify, all right? So I help Shopify stores to accomplish, okay, so I help Shopify stores to improve it is customer buyer experience and merchants experience through their admin dashboard and POS by offering a particular application. You know, so this is your initial offer, and also this offer can vary with this value statement. So once you create your value statement, it's important to understand the scope of the work. So based on develop clear deliverable, develop clear deliverables. Okay. Also ask how success is going to be measured, and be huge in communication, because you don't want the client uh, start to forget about you. It's important to have communication on a regular basis, even though you're working behind the scenes. Check them here with an email here and there, or with a review call, especially depend on the communication style of the client. But that's it. And then understand the different way of how you can price your offer, whether it's hourly or retainer. And the holy grail of this is to build recurring clients. Why? Because you want to escape from the clock, okay? And doing that, you can now dedicate time to other things, much more valuable to your business or your personal life. And especially when you are going to offer a, or you when you are going to make an offer to a client, usually this is not a one single offer. In fact, this is a value ladder of offering. So this is a guideline that is important to not take this strictly, or to not copy this exactly, but it can help you as you move on with any client, right? So you can start a consultation for free at the beginning to do even so, to do some client fact findings, the client qualification, to see if you're going to provide the value. And if everything went well, you can push the client up the value ladder, and according to your experience level, to offering is an account audit or a project audit, or perhaps an hour package. In my case, I offer is a 15 I offer a 10-hour package, but the client do my because I add free value to them when it comes to learn more about the Shopify, understand that, whatever. So yeah, so it increased to 15-hour package, which is great, completely, totally, which is great. So with that, then the holy grail, remember, is to have recurring client and escape the clock, which is what I want to do with this client. So after these 3 weeks, okay, so this week actually is practically over. So the next 3 weeks I'm going to focus is on over delivering value to the client. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay. Uh, and remember, with this sample service agreement is to make you look much more professional when it comes to uh, highlight key areas like project timeline, project overview, scope of the work, terms and terminations, compensations, and agreement. Okay, cool. So with that huge overview, right? Then I looking at the section 3 of how to find and land high paying consulting clients. Especially if you're new to the field, there's certain things that you need to know before doing that, which is first, avoid to mistake. First, focusing in your portfolio, running pay ads, and not focusing on your skill set. Why focus on your portfolio? Because you don't have any experience and you need to get hands-on experience with real life clients, put everything in practice, do that organically, and then down the line you can improve your portfolio. And if you're not focused on improving your skill, which is also I'm going to do, right? Improve your skill set, okay? In this case with Vue, not, in this case is with JavaScript, Vue, Nux, and Shopify. That's right. Sorry. So JavaScript, Node here. So JavaScript, Node, Vue, Nux, and Shopify, as well as the data structures. So data structure, JavaScript, Node, data structure and algorithm, or let's go to summary in this, DCA, data structure and algorithm, JavaScript, Node, Vue, Nux, and Shopify. Okay, it just improve your skill set as well as seeing your tools. All right. So if you're not improve your skill set, well, that's a mistake because that's what your clients will gonna use if they want to hire you or if they want to work with you. And also it's important to remember to pick well your project. So what you want to dive deep into this, because not always, and remember your reputation is at risk, and it is better to go with a project that is 100% aligned with your skill set and where you want to focus. In this case, the e-commerce for this client uh, and Shopify. And then he's describing is how to land your first client and also be transparent. If you need to adjust your price, do that accordingly and reach to some mutual beneficial agreement, right? And place where you can find this is on Upwork, like that. So sorry, on Upwork, yeah, Upwork, your which is this top leading online platform that connect freelancers to clients. Also, your existing network that might be not helpful. Depend on your geographical location. The same with the internet that is changing, so you are not doomed to your geographic, which is great, but also is challenging. So you're not doomed to that. And when it comes to contact past colleagues or different individuals on the industry, it's important to keep track of the interaction that you're having with your potential client. And that is, well, using a CRM, a customer relationship management. Hotspot is a great tool to do that because it is 100% free and you can track every potential sell leads or client and get full visibility in your sales pipeline in real time. So with HubSpot, you can use schedule meeting or email tracking and notifications, prospect tracking. So Shopify also tried to summarize all of this in its own platform. So the whole point of using this CRM is to develop business relationship, long-term business relationship, because you're not doing is one project once in a blue moon, which is what happened to a lot of developers or a lot of consultants. You're actually creating a long-lasting business relationship. And then I look at some consultation tips to find or other place where you can find consulting client is employment site, even though that doesn't align 100% with that. It can help you to gain some traction, so put your foot in the door, and then down the line you can switch to that. And if you're constantly struggling to that, remember that this is a numbers game. It is easy to say, but not easy to do. And ask yourself, am I putting myself in the best possible position to move on in what I'm doing today? And remember to show your face, because you want to create a distinction between your digital avatar from yourself. And when it comes to sell techniques, okay, that allows you to land more additional clients, okay, sell tips in this case. First, listen more, be an active listener, because the client doesn't want, so because you need to do some fact findings about the client. Perhaps the client is not telling you the truth, or you need to read more about the body language. So the more you're able to do this, the more you're able to read between lines and the body language, you can use all of those fact findings to kind of guide you where the conversation is going, and from there land your client. And also use speed when your client contact. The solution selling process is a selling method process very popular in the late 70s and early 80s, where it's actually also important here that what it does is to diagnose the prospect or diagnose the prospect needs or opportunities, and then recommend is the right product and service to solve the challenge they're having. Something that I'm going to explain that a little bit more later. And then don't forget to add free value. That doesn't mean to work with the client for free. This is to go above and beyond your competition, which is what I'm doing with ChatGPT by asking is, hey, develop a roadmap for the following days to improve my way of fixing a bug or improving a feature for that kind of thing. So this solution selling process, okay, it involves a particular series of steps. Okay, is the prospect journey where you find the right client and you start to identify is who is the right client for you. You start to get in front of them to get their attention, and then you qualify them. So once you have a list of clients, then you're going to figuring out what is the best fit for you. And this is all about asking the right questions to see the client expectations and what problems they need to solve. All right. to the client expectations and what problems they need to solve. So then you can do is a demo and a discovery and demo call. Okay. Well, once the clients agree to move on and once you know that this is the right client for you, then you can do this demo and discovery call to do even more fact findings about to do even more fact findings if you are or to really find out that you guys are a really good fit for me, or if it's gonna end right there so I can move on to the next project. And if everything went well, so the client say, hey, you know what, send me some more information about it. Okay, then this is when you use all of your expertise and compile all of your suggestions and outline a couple different offers so they can go with. So the solution selling process actually works for business to business sale process whereby the prospect or sale lead that needs a tailored custom solution or that need a tailored solution. So whether it's a product or service, because something that sells out of the shelves or something that doesn't require sales strategy, this doesn't require this, you know. For example, try to sell sand in the desert. Okay. And the other is, so with this, okay, with this consultation, sell tips, and also identify is the solution selling prospect and the journey that is going to pass through them, which is the prospect journey, and then you qualify them, you get closer to the clients, to do some demo discovery calls, to do even more fact findings about that. And this is all about asking the right question, especially when you qualify them. Okay, and if the client agreed to that, then you can move on to the next, which is the send the proposal and add value. Meaning is here's when you're going to outline the different options that the client can go with. Okay. This is that you can this is the where you outline all the different options that the client can go with. And there, even though there might be some objections, and the way to tackle those objections is to first identify what is the real cause of that, and most of the time it can be boiled down into time, value, or money. So if the problem is money, well, you can adjust your price until the client reach their financial goals. Or if the problem is value, you can use your expertise or your past experience to prove it. If you don't have that, well, you'll have to adjust your price and try to renegotiate with the client as well. And if the objection is time and you have experience with that, which is important in this condition, well, you can speed up things for them at a higher price. So once you tackle all of these objections, it's important to recognize the next step, which is handling clients' payment. A mistake that most freelancer and consulting does because they don't have control at the beginning of that, and you need to get serious about it because you don't want to get ripped off by the market. So first, get the service agreement signed. Okay. Second, secure the payment options, whether it's if you're going to receive payment weekly or bi-weekly, or per milestone, secure that payment options, and then when you start to deliver your service. So especially when it comes to invoice client, depend on which platform you choose. You can go with freelancer platforms, or online or freelancer websites such as Upwork, Freelancer, and Fiverr. Okay, where they automatically generate this invoice for you, or you can generate personal invoice such as PayPal, QuickBooks, and Soho. Right, and uh, remember that once you know how to find and land high-paying consulting clients, you send the service agreement, you get the service agreement signed, and uh, you know how to secure the payments client. You started to have some progress, and you have to remember that scale to multiple client is the ultimate goal, right? And this is how you grow your business and turn to into a steady flow of income, scalability. So because once you have multiple clients from different industry, you can diversify your revenue, and also you have multiple sources of incomes that make you more resilient to market change, right? So one key to scale your business is simple: delivering a top quality product. And in my case is delivering a top quality code base for this Shopify client. And remember that your reputation is everything. People spend on things that they trust and like. Okay? Very underrated, this statement. So people spend on things that they trust and like. And this is one of the reasons why now you have to improve not only your soft skills, but your people skills. But also your people skills completely. So if you struggle with it, remember that it's all about getting leads for your business, and don't forget to repeat the cycle. Get business leads, build up, get business lead, show them value, build up your reputation, and repeat. So when it comes down to the section 4 of conducting a research, okay, that'll be all for another video. And for that, well, take care. Bye bye.